Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Sagittarius, and our card tonight is the Fool. Okay, and let's go ahead and take a look and see what is going on with these tea leaves. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay. All right, so I want to start right here. We have, over on this side, a person who is standing here. They're standing next to this giant flower. It looks like a rose. I'm going to decide it's a rose. Yes. And so immediately I think this is like letting go of all of your busyness, all of your, like hyper focus or distractions, your phone, your social media, your, busy, going to this errand, going to that errand, just packing your days full, coming up on a time here where you are able to kind of at least slow down, right? At least slow down a little bit. Maybe getting ready for some kind of vacation or some time off of work. Here in America, summer is coming up pretty soon in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, winter, okay? But, I do feel that this image to me is like stop and smell the roses, okay? And I think that you are making a very intentional decision to be more present in your life, in the here, in the now. You've been so busy. It feels like for months and months and months. One thing after another, every day, just full. So, it's time. It's time to take a little break. And I feel that you are anticipating this little reprieve. Even if you're staying home, pulling down the blinds, shutting the curtains, and watching TV for a little while or a few days, right? Taking a break from the busy. And it couldn't come too soon. I think you really are, just counting the hours and days until this little break comes. And so, yes, I look forward to it for you, definitely. Now, over here, it looks like we have a big R, okay? A large R, so maybe an R name. We also have a 4 right here. Now we have a person right here, and I feel like they're pointing up towards this eye. We have an eye here. So they're kind of pointing. We have another eye over here. And then we have right here, it looks like a person holding up. Immediately what came to mind is somebody having you up on a pedestal, right? And what does that mean? That means somebody holds you in a high regard, but in a way that's unrealistic, right? They look at you and they say, oh, okay, they're perfect. Kind of how sometimes we look at our children. They can do no wrong, right? Or our heroes. We think, okay, well, we've read their books, or we listen to their music, or we admire their, the work they've done socially or for the advancements of whatever. And we think, okay, well, this is like a superhuman. They can't do any wrong. They're a good person, right? But that really is holding somebody to this level, this standard that is so unrealistic. And I feel like, there's somebody in your life who, for probably a long time, you've tried to live up to, this image, this idea, this concept they have of you. And it just doesn't, it's hard. It's hard to do that. It's hard to be yourself around them. It's hard to, be open and forthcoming about maybe some of the private aspects of your life. I wonder if this is like a family member or a parent. These are usually the people that, see us in a way that maybe isn't super realistic. They don't necessarily know about, our life away from them. And that's okay. We don't, you don't need to share every little thing with everybody. But I do think that when you are in a position like this, if you make any kind of mistake where they're like, oh, I just can't believe you would ever do that, or, you deviate from this idea, this concept, this construct of you that they have built in their mind, and then you let them down in some way, it's hard not to internalize that. But ultimately, it's not really on you. It's on them, because they have kind of really bought into whatever this is that they believe about you. But it is still, it's stressful, right? It can be very stressful. Now, I just feel like there is this feeling of being watched. I almost wonder if this is like on social media, or other family members kind of telling on you, maybe even siblings, adult siblings telling on you. But I feel like there's this feeling of, I have to like be careful about what I say or what I do, because if they find out, they might be really upset and really let down. But you might be 50 years old and you're still worried about what mom and dad think, or whoever, but I think that this kind of dynamic could be so limiting. And of course, that. I don't know. What do you do about this? If it's a place where it's kind of like, I'm ready to just kind of be open and let them know, about these other parts of my life, then yeah, all the more power to you. But I also understand to continue kind of omitting, not engaging in the conversations about your personal life. I don't know, maybe I'm old school, but I really, on here, I share a good amount about myself. I'm not necessarily unwilling to do so, but it has to be on my own terms. I don't like people digging in, asking me too many questions. I don't know what it is about it, but it just absolutely makes me recoil, especially if I know it's going to be something where it's like, interrogating me. And so, I think that in some ways you feel this way, especially about family, I think it's kind of like I have this world with my family, and maybe it is that they're not super open-minded, or you know, they just wouldn't understand aspects of your life, or you just want to have something for yourself, right? I think that's kind of the camp I'm in. I just want my own personal life for myself. And if I want to share, then I will, you know. And I get that. That feels, you know, like it feels reasonable to me. Now, in this world that we live in now, I think, you know, there's just this sense of everybody expects access to everybody. And I think that's so unrealistic anymore. You know, or well, I mean, it's always been unrealistic, but the fact that it's such a widely held feeling is, even I, you know, even I do it. I read all kinds of, you know, random stuff about people I don't even know. Last night I was reading about some content creator and her wedding and the things she had said to somebody else trying to get a screening. I don't know any of these people. I have no idea who they are. I don't follow this kind of genre of content. You know, not that there's anything wrong with it. I just don't know about it. But here I am before bed reading about it. Gossip. And you know, I don't know. It sets a weird energy that every aspect of our lives, people, especially the people who are close to us, maybe feel like we owe them access. And I just don't think that you're necessarily into that idea anymore. So we have to set really good boundaries, don't we? And it might not always feel, for me, it feels, I confuse boundaries, healthy boundaries, with being rude or being unkind. I don't know. It's conditioning, I think. I'm not sure why it's like that, but I have to work on it. I have to, I'm learning to stick to the boundaries. And so, yes, that's my best advice, is stick to your boundaries here. Stick to your boundaries. On the other side of things, let me just say, on the other side of things, I'm thinking about the Fool, and I'm thinking, you know, sometimes when we just kind of say what it is, we just kind of share and don't make a big deal out of most things in our life, I think people just don't care that much anymore. I saw this meme about, it's always worked out for me to be the strange girl because people just expect me to do weird stuff or be into weird stuff and nobody questions it. I fully get that. But I think it's kind of the same with your life. You just kind of share some things, and for the most part, people lose interest, I think. I don't know. It's like you have no secrets, or maybe I'm just a boring person. But yeah, I don't know. To have to live up to somebody else's idea of you. Ugh. What a hard thing to do. And we all have to at points, right? So we have, it looks like an H. I'm going to read it as H and an R. H and an R. This one looks like it says EVI or EVIL. It looks like it says evil. Evil. Maybe it's Evil Dead. I was just looking at Evil Dead shirts the other day. Evil. But I don't feel like it's evil. I feel like it's, I almost kind of think that maybe your aesthetic or the things that you're into, even, you know, tea leaf readings, tarot, hey, you like to dress kind of gothy, or you decorate your house with like Halloween stuff, you know, all year round. And maybe you live in a place where people might think, okay, that's strange. I've shared before that we live pretty rural, and shout out to my husband, Dove and Serpent Tarot. His name is Paul. He's the best. Go check out his readings. We dress way different than the people around us. Now, I live in the upper Midwest, and people are super nice. So they're not rude about it, really. A few times we've run into it, but generally people are just super nice. So, but I feel like we're like the Addams family. I mean, we just absolutely look so different. And I can imagine people might see, you know, some of our decorations or like clothes we're wearing or whatever, and think, what is going on with this family? They might be evil. They might be witches. And so I kind of get this feeling that maybe there is a family member that's like always trying to get you saved, or they're, you know, they're concerned with your spiritual well-being, or, you know, whatever it is. And I feel like you don't take too kindly to that. And really what I'm getting from this is just this feeling of being really kind of on edge with it, you know. I feel like you usually can just roll with it. I don't think this is anything new, but I think for some reason recently you're done. You're done with having to explain yourself, or like get the little comments or whatever. And I feel like you have decided, or you know, are moving towards disengaging maybe with this part of the family. Because you're an adult. I mean, you're probably older, my age or older, and I'm, you know, almost 40, and it's kind of like take me or leave me. It's up to you. I'm not. I'm tired of, you know, trying to conform or fit into, or, you know, I'm just gonna do my own thing, and, you know, and I feel like that's kind of this energy. I just kind of weary of it, of all of it. Weary. Okay, so let's see. We also have, and I'm going to look through here because I have just been kind of holding this. Oh, we have a crab. Look at that. Okay, so we have a crab right here. Let's see. Maybe it looks better this way. Yeah. Okay, so we have the crab right here, even the eyes, and then we have the claw right there. So maybe a Cancer person, maybe somebody who is somewhat like a crab, has the attributes. Guarded, maybe kind of emotionally unavailable. They kind of disappear whenever things get hard or emotional. You know, it takes a lot to kind of get close to them. Now over here we have a horse. It looks like a beautiful kind of stallion. And here it reminds me of the leprechaun of Mobile, actually, which is a news clip that turned into a meme. So I'm gonna say this looks like a leprechaun. It also looks like it has a money sign as an eye right here, and this one looks like a 4. Okay, so I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, okay, so there is some good luck coming. It's not all bad news here. Some good luck coming, some money. But it's a tricky situation. With that leprechaun, you know, it's going to be some kind of tricky trickster stuff. So you have to be on top of your game. Now, like I said, we have that crab. We have the horse. And I almost wonder if this is a love thing. Oh, we have 43. 43. Okay, so 43. And yeah, I almost wonder if this is like the person you're in love with right now, or it's a crush or something. I feel like obviously with Sagittarius, the horse definitely is going to be you. We have a heart above the head. And then we have this crab over here, kind of, you can see. Trying to grab this 4, it looks like. So, I'm trying to figure out. I almost wonder if you work together, because we have the money in the middle. Or if you are thinking about doing something together, maybe doing some business together. But there's money is the commonality here. And there's love, there's a crush, there's something. And I think that ultimately they're kind of oblivious. I mean, they maybe know that you have feelings for them, but I feel like this is almost kind of a really oblivious person. They don't necessarily, like you have to spell it out for them. They don't necessarily take the hints too well. But I do see you kind of coming together here. And I think that even though you do end up being quite different, it somehow kind of works, at least in friendship. Now, romantically, I don't know. But I think you're going to try, and I think it's worth trying. I do see drops, but we have an umbrella. I almost feel like this is maybe some kind of grieving. Some kind of grieving. Maybe you lost somebody recently. And you just keep thinking about them. You can go a while and you forget they're gone, but then it comes right back up. And I feel, there's this you feel this draw to, I think, being outside, being outside, being able to kind of contemplate, let your mind wander. I think this is where you feel ease from these emotions. Yeah, I just keep seeing these figures. It just feels like walking around feeling like you have a hole in your chest. Like you're missing something really important. I wonder if you, I don't know, lost maybe a good friend in the last year or so. I'm looking over here. We have that cup. If I hold it out further, sometimes it looks quite different. Oh, the name Ed. The name Ed comes up. And I see maybe you have a cat. I have a person here. You can see the head, the body, right here, and then holding a cat. Or a dog maybe, but I think it's a cat. And I think this is really kind of your support, this animal, this companion. Now, this eye also kind of looks like a turtle. So it is kind of really this idea of taking it slowly, letting yourself do the little baby steps. and resting and letting yourself just kind of be when you feel like you can't move forward at all. You know, being in those feelings, allowing yourself to kind of sit in them. Because really when there is any kind of loss or big change in our life, we can hide from those feelings as much as we want. We can numb them, we can stuff them away, we can stay busy and stay distracted, but they don't go away. They're always there, and they kind of come up to the top, and we can't, you know, we can't change that. So, you know, we have to be able to allow ourselves the space to feel them. And sometimes it feels beyond devastating, all-consuming. And other times, you know, it's starting to get a little bit better and a little bit more manageable. And I think that you are definitely on this journey of not trying to forget or forget the pain either, but to somehow be able to live your life in a way that feels more full. To bring back some of the color of life, okay? And I wonder if that kind of feeds into this crush or this love, if this is something like maybe the first time of feeling something in a long time that wasn't, you know, really kind of tragic. And so something to, I mean, just kind of give yourself this time to be excited and hopeful and, you know, attracted and sensual and whatever else, you know, without feeling bad about feeling that way. Now we have the Wild Offering Oracle cards. These are 52, this is a 52 card deck on giving it all to God. I really love the art on these cards, and I love the messages. Okay, we're gonna flip through, stop where it feels right. I'm gonna flip it over, and it says, contentment. You can learn to rest in what you already have and already are. Suddenly, you remember, I'm right here, resting in God. Yes, I'm right here resting in God. I like that. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. Now, if you'd like to leave a comment, I read them all and they mean the world to me. Sometimes it takes me a while to get back to you. I don't always answer every comment, but I definitely will read them and give the little heart and I want you to know I appreciate you. I really do. And so with that, I will say good night. I'm so ready for bed. I feel exhausted right now for some, like more than usual. And it's not even that late. But yes, I don't know. I'm gonna get in bed here pretty soon. And I just want to say again, I love you. And we'll talk in a few days from now. All right. Good night. Take care of yourself.